I often stayed at the kitchen table after a meal for long periods of time because of the anticipated discomfort and strain that came with lifting myself off the chair. It would sometimes take me as much as an hour to psych myself up before standing. One night, sitting at the table following dinner, Mikey asked me, "What are you listening to, Jeff?" "A talk radio show." The radio format had just been introduced to the Twin Cities that year, 1970, on WLOL, an AM station. The conversation on this talk show revolved around the geopolitical justifications of American involvement in Vietnam. The subject held absolutely no interest to me, but I had no choice but to listen because I was stuck in my chair, too achy to get up and leave. "Who are those people talking?" Mikey asked. "They're people who call in to the show." "Can I call in?" "No, the program is for adults." "I'm going to call on the phone." "If you try, I'm going to hang it up," I warned. We had a phone in the kitchen, and I figured its relative proximity and my heightened level of annoyance would give me the impetus to get off my chair and disconnect the call. Mikey grabbed some paper and a pencil and waited to hear the call-in number as I continued making threats. As the announcer began saying the number, I tried in vain to yell over the announcer's voice. Once Mikey wrote down the number, he announced, "I'm going to use the phone in the basement, and you're too stiff to catch me." "I'm dialing," Mikey yelled up the staircase. "Hang it up, you idiot," I yelled back. "It's ringing," he continued, taunting. He's not really doing this, I rationalized. He's just trying to get my goat. "Some guy told me to wait for my turn," I heard Mikey bellowing up the stairway. My protests were falling on the ears of a 7-year-old on a misguided mission to grab for his 15 minutes of fame, and no one was going to stop him. "You're on WLOL," said the host. "How fat is the fattest man in the world?" asked Michael, in his best adult-like manner. Pardon me?" asked the confused announcer. Now annoyed, Mikey slowly repeated, "How fat is the fattest man in the world?" "But that's irrelevant," responded the host. "Huh?" was the last thing I heard before the announcer disconnected Mikey and moved on to the next caller. Thankfully, the radio station used a 7-second delay in the case of inappropriate comments by callers, but not before I experienced an overwhelming embarrassment as I clearly heard my own voice on the radio shouting in the background, "Hang up that phone, you idiot!"